Chapter 5. Welcome home. Soon March rains began to melt the deep snow. When the ice of the streams thawed, the trapping season was over. But with old Jack's pelts and the ones from the trap line, the Larsons had enough money to buy the Stewart's house. Papa wrote that he and Mr. Stewart had shaken hands on the deal. Make your new house ready, the letter said. I'll be home in April. Mr. Stewart was the first one to come back from the logging camp. Soon after he arrived, the Stewarts loaded up their things and set out to join the wagon train for Oregon. The next day, the Larsons got ready to move into their new house. Everyone helped. Anna folded clean diapers on the bed where Britta played with her rattle. Elizabeth and Kirsten packed sweaters and shawls into the blue trunk. Lars carried out the traps, and Peter stacked wood for the stove into the wagon. Aunt Inger and Mama packed flour and salt and coffee and other things for cooking into a wooden box. Here's an extra skillet, Aunt Inger said. Take it along. And here's a stew pot I don't often use. You've given us so much already, Mama said. You mustn't give us your pots and pans too. But Aunt Inger put the pot into the box. How will you feed the children without a pan to cook in? Did the Stewarts leave any plates behind? They said they would leave some plates and spoons and cups, Mama said. They even left some of their furniture and straw mattresses and a few blankets too. A covered wagon doesn't hold very much. And Inger put her fist into her wrist, into her waist, and smiled at the small pile of the Larsons' belongings. You could put everything here in a covered wagon and still have lots of room left over. Mama sank down at the table inside. If the Stewarts hadn't left behind their table, Papa would have to build one for us before we could have supper. Where is Papa? Kirsten said. Mr. Stewart came home more than a week ago. He said Papa and Uncle Olaf would come on the next boat. Papa will be here as soon as he can, Mama said. I want to have our new house clean and shining for him. I want him to walk in and find us all just as he left us last winter. He'll find that Britta's grown twice as big, Aunt Inger said. She gave the baby a kiss on top of her blonde head and then another kiss to Anna. Anna made a little moan like the sound of wind under the door. Oh, it'll be so lonely without all of you sharing the farm with us, she said. Kirsten felt lonely too, the way she felt when she waved goodbye to Mary and John and their family. She sat down on the bed beside Anna and took her hand. We're going to live just a few miles away, Anna. We'll see each other often. Anna put her head on Kirsten's shoulder. I'll miss talking at bedtime. Can I sleep at your house someday? Of course you can, Kirsten said. I'll be alone in the trundle bed until Britta outgrows her cradle. Mama put her hands on Kirsten's and Anna's knees. There's no reason for those long faces, girls. Today we're moving into our new house, and before long, Papa will be with us again. But Kirsten saw that Mama blinked tears too. Happy times could bring tears just like sad times. Aunt Inger pulled the soft old carpet bag from under the bed and scooped the clean diapers into it. We won't put this carpet bag into the trunk. You'll need these diapers before you need anything else. Now let's get your things into the wagon, Aunt Inger said. Elizabeth and Anna and I will come along later with a big pot of soup for your first supper in your new home. Kirsten had run up the lane to the Stewart's house many, many times. But today, as Lars drove their wagon up the lane, the house looked new and special and full of surprises, like a gift. This is our house, Kirsten whispered to herself. Every night from now on, her family would sleep under that white shingled roof. Every morning, they would walk out that door onto their very own land. Peter jumped out of the wagon even before Lars reined in the horse. Carol bounded out right at Peter's heels and scampered to the door, barking as if he knew he belonged here now. Britta smiled and bounced in Mama's lap as though she liked to run too. Kirsten tied Blackie to the hitching post, and Mama climbed down out of the wagon. Open the door, Kirsten, Mama said. Peter, you carry Britta so she doesn't get in the way and get hurt. We'll take the trunk inside first. Kirsten opened the front door and peered inside. She had been in this house so often she knew it almost as well as Aunt Inger's house. But without John and Mary here, the house seemed quiet and empty. Hello? Kirsten called, and the echo greeted her. Hello. I didn't realize how heavy this trunk is, Mama said. How did you manage to pull it up out of the fire all by yourself, Kirsten? The door opened into the big kitchen. Peter carried Britta inside. Then Lars dragged the trunk into the doorway, and Mama and Kirsten came behind to push it over the sill. I didn't realize how heavy this trunk is, Mama said. How did you manage to pull it out of the fire all by yourself, Kirsten? I was so frightened I was strong, Kirsten said. And there weren't so many things packed in the trunk then, Peter said. I bet I could have saved the trunk too. You saved the baby, Peter, Kirsten said. This trunk came all the way from Sweden, Lars said. Now it's got to come just a little farther. Push one more time. He yanked and they shoved the trunk straight through the door, and suddenly Kirsten and Mama were inside the house too. Sunlight shone through the glass window as though 100 candles lit the room. The house smelled of the bread Mrs. Stewart had baked for her family's journey to Oregon and of lye soap. Peter set Britta down on the scrubbed floor. She crawled to the table and pulled herself up and laughed as though she announced, "Here we are." Mama spread her arms wide and gazed around the kitchen as though she saw it for the very first time. "Look how big it is," she said. "And we have a fine cook stove and cupboards for our dishes and a chest for our clothes and shelves too, lots of them. We have a wood floor like the one at Aunt Inger's," Lars said. "And we have a good strong table," Mama said, "and even chairs." Mama stroked the back of one. "When we sit at our table, we can look out the window and see the big maple tree," she sighed. "Oh, this is a real home, isn't it? But this is the home your papa and I dreamed we have in America." Peter dashed into the next room. "We have 2 big beds and the trundle bed too." Kirsten followed Peter. There was another glass window in this room. She had spent many happy hours with Mary on the bench under the window. Here they practiced their reading and made up stories. Here they played with their paper dolls and told secrets and made promises. Kirsten knelt on the bench. This would be a good place for her and Elizabeth and Anna to work on their quilting, she thought. Kirsten put her fingertips on the cool window pane. She could see the rope swing in the maple tree. She and Peter would love that swing. When Britta was older, they'd swing her in it too. And under the maple was a nice patch of shade where Mama could do her mending on hot summer days. It would be good to live in this house. A bit of paper tucked into the corner of the window frame caught her eye. She pulled the paper free and unfolded it. The note was in Mary's pretty handwriting. "Dear Kirsten, please be happy in your new house. The next time I write, it will be from Oregon. Don't forget your loving friends, Mary and John. P.S. John made the little toy for you." Kirsten looked carefully at the little toy. On one side was a picture of a bird cage. On the other side, a bluebird. When Kirsten spun the toy, the bird seemed to fly into the cage. There it was, safe and happy, like Kirsten in her new home. The secret goodbye from Mary and John made her heart even lighter, like a bird fluttering under her ribs. She put the letter and the toy into her pocket. Her friends wouldn't forget her, and she would never forget them, not ever. But a figure came into view far down the road. Kirsten pressed her forehead against the window pane to see better. A man was walking in long strides. Could it be Papa? Yes, it was Papa. He was back from the logging camp at last, and he was just in time to be with them in their new house. "Mama!" Kirsten called. "Papa's back. Here he comes right now." She ran into the kitchen and opened the door. Peter skidded out through the door with Lars right behind him. Mama hurried with the baby hugged to her shoulder. "Welcome home. Welcome home, Papa," Kirsten called, and they all hurried to the gate to meet him.